Hey, good morning all. Part 2 of Demolishing Deception, Restoring Christianity. And I just wanted to take a minute and show you this house that my brother and I purchased. Pretty excited about this house. So let me just show you this lot that this house is on. It's 0.6 acres and it's right north of the dog park here in Wheatland, the city park. It's got this neat old barn on it. You can tell the property needs some TLC, but that's exactly what we'll be doing. So, now the house, this awful green color. Obviously, we'll get around to painting it. I would take your suggestions. I would like to see it a bright white with black trim. I love that for an old farmhouse look. But feel free to give your suggestions. All right, demolishing the deception. Last video, I had shared that Abraham, that his sins would have been forgiven by the substitutionary death of Jesus Christ. And I think the argument would be, well, what in the world could have Abraham ever known about the Son of God, the only Son of God, this Son that God loved, being sacrificed on a hill outside of Jerusalem? And with that, I want to point you to the biblical account found in Genesis 22. There you have Abraham. He's in Beersheba, 60, 70 miles south of Jerusalem. And God commands him, Abraham, take your son, the son in whom you love, your only son, to the region of Moriah, outside of Jerusalem, and offer him as a burnt sacrifice. So Abraham gathers his servants and his son Isaac, and they travel a 3-day journey. It would be like as if Abraham is in Cheyenne and he's asked to go to the mountains outside of Wheatland and offer his son. So he obeys, travels. When he gets to the place, this is the place that God told him he would show him. Abraham tells his servants, stay here. My son and I will go up on the mountain. We will worship the Lord and we'll return. Now, the book of Hebrews tells us that Abraham understood that he would receive Isaac back from the dead. So Abraham is planning on sacrificing his son on that mountain. And so he takes Isaac up to the spot where God told him he would show him. They build an altar. Abraham binds Isaac on the altar. He raises the knife to sacrifice him. And God calls to him again and says, Abraham, no need. And Abraham puts down the knife and he finds a ram caught in a thicket. And they take the ram, put it on the altar, sacrifice it as a burnt offering. But as Abraham is leaving that place, he decides to name that little spot. And he calls it the mount where the Lord will provide. Notice the tense. The Lord will provide the sacrifice. So he did provide a ram. But Abraham looked beyond that and knew that one day God would provide himself the sacrifice. I believe it was on that very spot that God sacrificed his son, his only son, the son in whom he loved. And we call it Mount Calvary, or Golgotha, the place of the skull. Abraham looked ahead in faith, understanding that God is the one who provides salvation. And he did it through his son, Jesus Christ. All right, until next time, God bless.